Good morning and Hari Om. Welcome to the concluding session of the Jnana Yajna on Sri Dakshinamurti Stotram. So please join all the participants on the stage as we chant chapter 15. Thank you.
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः पुरुषोत्तमयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्थं वेद स वेदवित्। अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः। अधश्चमूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके। न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा। अश्वत्थमूलं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः। तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्ति प्रसृता पुराणी। निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः। द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत्। न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम। ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः। मनःषष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति। शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति। वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च। अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं। विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः। यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं। यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः यदादित्यगतं तेजः जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्छाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधी सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधं सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहं द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरक्षाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्तव्यय ईश्वरः यस्मात्क्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रतितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेवमसम्मूढः जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। आदि Should I start? आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे नीलकण्ठ पार्वतीश हे कृपानिधे
नीलकण्ठ पार्वतीश हे
कृपानिधे आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे
आदिदेव महादेव
नीलकण्ठ पार्वतीश हे कृपानिधे
नीलकण्ठ पार्वतीश हे कृपानिधे
आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे
आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे
नमस्तेस्तु विश्वेश्वर त्र्यम्बकेश गङ्गाधर
नमस्तेषु विश्वेश्वर त्र्यम्बकेश गङ्गाधर
नमस्तेस्तु विश्वेश्वर त्र्यम्बकेश गङ्गाधर
नमस्तेस्तु विश्वेश्वर त्र्यम्बकेश गङ्गाधर
नन्दिकेश बालचन्द्र हे पशुपते
नन्दिकेश बालचन्द्र हे पशुपते
नन्दिकेश बालचन्द्र हे पशुपते नन्दिकेश बालचन्द्र हे पशुपते आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे
आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे
कृपा करो दुःख हरो हर्ष भरो हे शंकर
कृपा
करो दुःख हरो हर्ष भरो हे शंकर हृदय कंज सदा बसो हे शिव करुणानिधे हृदय कंज सदा बसो हे शिव करुणानिधे आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे हे दयानिधे हे दयानिधे हे दयानिधे
हे दयानिधे
Thank you very much for that beautiful chanting. You know, every day of these last several days, I've been learning something new. And not just new like, watching a new movie or reading a new book, something that fades away. New things that I think will last for the rest of my life. That's the kind of teaching that we've been hearing from Swamiji over these last few days. We've heard 7 verses, teaching on 7 verses of Dakshinamurti Stotram. So I, for one, am very eager to hear the remainder of the teaching today from Swamiji. And I'm sorry only that this is the last day of the discourse. So with that, I'd like to invite Swamiji to the stage to complete our study of Dakshinamurti Stotram.
Hari Om. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चेतानि नाहम् न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक्पाणिपादो न चोपस्थपायो चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि योगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत् कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यत्साक्षात्करणाद्भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भोनिधौ तस्मै श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नानाच्छिद्रघटोदरस्थितमः दीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभात्येतत्समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलां बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः श्रीबालान्धजडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ताभृशं वादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमः व्यामोहसंहारिणे श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दुसदृशो मायासमाच्छादना सन्मात्रः करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदम् बाल्यादिष्वपि जाग्रदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहमिति अन्तःस्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. So the first verse talked about the non-dual self. So Bhagavan says the entire world is just an appearance on the Supreme Self, which alone is real. The second verse talks about this illusory world. All questions regarding the world is answered in the second verse. In the third verse, analysis of Supreme Self begins. So, what is the nature of Supreme Self? It is of the nature of existence. Sat, Sadatmakam, existence. And this the teacher points out to the qualified student who is having a pure mind. In the fourth verse, this Supreme Self is explained in terms of consciousness. The Self is of the nature of pure consciousness. This consciousness lends sentiency to all the other inert equipments. The mind, the intellect, the body, the senses, they by themselves they are inert. It is this consciousness which lends sentiency. The only sentient principle in the whole world is this consciousness alone. All others are just borrowing sentiency from consciousness. So that topic is discussed in verse number 4. Verse number 5, different delusions people have about the reality and how Dakshinamurti becomes a teacher in destroying all these delusions. They're all the different defects of mind. Every time the mind has a defect, that defective mind will project reality in a particular way. Because what we experience is through the mind. So if the instrument has a defect, that defect will be seen in the understanding of the reality. So Dakshinamurti is Vyamoha Samhari, destroying all delusions. So that is verse number 5. Now verse number 6 takes up whether the Supreme Self exists during deep sleep. So that was the discussion we had taken up yesterday. Of course it exists because even ego has existence in its unmanifest state. Sanmatraha. How do we know that ego is existing? We know it because in deep sleep there is an experience of deep sleep, not consciously, but in an unmanifest form. So that experience itself shows that there is an experiencer. And that proves that Supreme Self is present. Because ego cannot exist without the existence of Supreme Self. So therefore, it is proved in all the three states, waking, dream and deep sleep, the Supreme Self exists. So that is verse number 6. Verse number 7 talks the Supreme Self as I. बाल्यादिषु जाग्रत अवस्थासु अपि antasfurantam sada, all the time aham iti, as I, it is shining all the time. Now how do we know that this I is constant. It is this changeless I. How do we know? So, let us say, Balyadeshu. In my childhood, I had a body. Let us say that body is B1. And I had a childish mind at that time, M1. I was aware of that body and the mind. So C1, I was conscious. So B1, M1, C1 in my childhood. So I was conscious of my childhood body and my childhood feelings, ideas, imagination, understanding with consciousness C1. So B1, C1, M1. Now in my old age, definitely body is different. So B2. Definitely mind is also different. Years of living in this world has ripened me up. So my understanding about world, myself. So that understanding is in my mind M2. So B2, M2. And now I am aware of this C2. B1, M1, C1 of my childhood, B2, M2, C2 of my old age. Now, definitely B1 is different from B2, M1 is different from M2. Is C1 different from C2? Now, this is called as Pratyabhijna, recollection. The very fact that I am able to recollect my childhood experiences, the days, shows that the recollector in the present is the very same experiencer of the past. Yes or no? How is it that I am able to recollect it? I was there. The very fact that I was there shows that this consciousness, because of which I was conscious of my past, it did not change. The observer of the change is different from the change. So all through my life, body has been changing, mind has been changing, thoughts have been changing, feelings, understanding, everything was changing. But there was this observer who was always witnessing. So C2 equal to C1. What is the proof? The very fact that I was able to recollect, I am able to recollect in the present of something that has happened in the past, shows that I was there in the past. Isn't it? If I was there in the past, this I has not changed. Because if I had changed, I would not be able to remember. Balyadishu, Jagrat Adishu. Again, the same thing with respect to dream. I went through certain dream experience. In the dream, I had a body, B1. I had a mind, M1. I was aware, C1. Then I wake up. Now I have a different body, waker body, B2. Waker's mind, M2. I am aware, C2. B1 is definitely not equal to B2. M1 not equal to M2. What about C1 and C2? I was aware of the dream world. That very same awareness is there in the waker's world. What is the proof? I am able to remember what happened in the dream. The very fact that I am able to recollect. Rememberer equal to experiencer. Therefore, C1 equal to C2. Therefore, awareness did not change. So the one thing which is changeless in me is awareness, is the real I, the pure I. Prostration unto that pure I, who is none other than Dakshinamurti. So this is the teaching of Dakshinamurti. Swatmanam prakatikaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya. Know yourself who you are. You are not of this BMI. You are this pure self, the supreme self. Now, the next verse is all about what is causing me to get attached to these three. What are the mistakes we do because of which now effortlessly the ego is associated with this? What are the mistakes? Two major mistakes have been done. What are they? Let us see. Next verse. Verse number 8. विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जाग्रति वा य एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदम् श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जाग्रति वा य एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदम् श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये एष पुरुषः माया परिभ्रामितः. This Purusha, this Supreme Self, identified with the VMI, is now completely deluded by Maya. When Swapne Jagrati Va, both in Swapnam, dream, and in Jagaranam, waking state, he is completely deluded. Swapne Jagrati. What happens in these two states? Vishwam Pashyati. He sees a world. So in the dream state, he is seeing a dreaming world, dream world. In the waking state, he is seeing a waking world. He is seeing something other than himself. He finds himself in a world which is different from himself. So what happens in Maya? Maya paribhramitaha. This is what Maya does. It makes the mind split into two. So one part of the mind creates the body, mind, intellect, etc., the I, and the other part of the mind projects the world. Two entities. Actually, both are mind only. One part of the mind becomes this little I, the other part of the mind becomes the world. And then the whole game goes on. Now, what are the two mistakes we do in this world because of which this paribhramanam continues? Delusion continues. Number one, karya karanataya. Number two, swaswami sambandhataha. These are the two mistakes we end up doing, because of which we get stuck in the world. One is at the intellectual level, the other is at the emotional level. So first we will discuss the intellectual level mistake. What is that? Karya karanataya. We get stuck up in cause-effect relationship. There is a problem. What do we try to do? Find out the cause. Why is this happening? Go to the cause. And that cause is an effect of something. Again, go to the cause. Cause hunting. It is a trap. Because the effect is also a part of the problem. Cause is also a part of the problem. As long as you don't come out of it, you will get stuck in it. This is the trap at the intellectual level. We are remaining in the world thinking that solution is in the world. Actually, there is no solution in the world. It is only a trap. You think you are getting a solution, but actually there is no solution. Exactly like if you want to come out of the dream, you cannot go on cause hunting. In the dream, something is seen. What is this? Oh, this is created by that. Oh, what is created by that? Oh, that is by this. You remain in the dream only. This is a trap at the intellectual level. In fact, the entire science is nothing but this analysis of cause-effect relationship. Long back, they found that this thing rolls. Then they made it a wheel. And thus, there was revolution in transportation. Wheel was invented. They saw an effect. They found out the cause effect. Then what happened? Somebody saw ash going up with steam. If this is possible, we can fly. Aviation revolution. Okay. Then somebody found, what is that? When the magnet is revolved inside a coil, the coil produces electricity. Electricity revolution, industrial revolution. Everything is what? Cause effect, cause effect. Are you solving the problem? In fact, the more and more efficient mechanism, technology is developed, people, they are not saving time. They are becoming more and more busy. One by one, one by one. Then they, what do you call, invented transistor. Transistor was an accidental invention. With that came electronic revolution, an information revolution. Now we have this artificial intelligence. Are we solving the problem? No. We are stuck. Karya karanataya. As long as you don't come out of the problem, there is no solution. This is exactly the question asked by Nachiketa in Kathopanishad. Anyatra dharmad, anyatra dharmad, anyatrasmat krita kritat, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, yoyat pashyasi tatvada. Oh Yamaraj, tell me what is that other than these two? Dharma, adharma, punya, papa. Past, future. Is there something different? That's a very beautiful question. You do punya karma, go to Swargaloka, Shine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. Okay, come back. You do Papa Karma, go to Naraka, again, Papa Kshayam, come back. Go up, come back. Go down, come back. Is there any possibility to escape from this? Because I am not seeing any end to this. Every time you come back, every time you go on and on and on. Is there a way to escape this past, present, future trap? Is there a way to escape this punya papa trap? Because it can go on. There is no end. This was the third boon asked by Nachiketa. Is there a way out to escape from this trap? In the same way, this is the trap. Karya Karana. How to come out. So this is one reason. You're all the time desiring the cause, but actually you're not solving the problem. The only way to solve the problem of the dream is come out of the dream. The only way to know the reality of the movie, if you see the story of the movie, going past is not the one. If you want to reach the screen, cause hunting will not help. This is the problem faced at the intellectual level. It's a trap. Okay, what is the other trap? Swaswami Sambandhata. Remember, the cause of our coming to this world is Ichha. I am desiring the world, therefore I am coming to this world. And these desires are of two types: intellectual desire and emotional desire. What is this emotional desire? Shishya acharyataya tathaiva pitruputra adi atmana bhedatata. I am attached to my near and dear ones. The father is attached to the son or the daughter. Near relationship. So every attachment means what? A desire. A desire to maintain the relationship. A desire to come back to this world and enjoy that relationship. Remember, every desire means desire for the world, desire for birth, desire for incarnation. Any desire. It can be intellectual desire or emotional desire. These are the two traps because of which this ego is remaining with these three. Stuck in the OET with the instrument of BMI. And what is his desire? V is the desire. So the Om identified with BMI is stuck in OET in the form of PFT. This will continue. So beware of these two. Remember, Shishya Acharyataya, even that is also included. If you are attached to the physical form of Guru, come back. Attachment to Guru, physical form, in the beginning it is good. Because that attachment will detach you from all the other relationship. But in the end, even that attachment also has to be given up. Many times what happens? We get so attached to the physical form of Guru that we refuse to go beyond the form. That form itself becomes a trap. This is another very dangerous thing about world. As they, that Hindi song. चिंगारी कोई भड़के तो सावन उसे बुझाए. सावन यदि आग लगाए तो कौन बुझाए? If there is a spark, fine, the rain can put off that fire. But suppose if the rain itself is creating fire, the whole song goes like that. It's a very Vedantic song. Vedantic study, it is good. It will help us liberate. But suppose Vedantic study itself is creating ego. That which is supposed to remove the ego, that itself is creating the ego. Then what can you do? See? Shishya Acharya relationship is very good. From the Acharya you get knowledge. And thus you become free from all bondage. But suppose this relationship itself is creating bondage. That is also deliberately included there. Learn the lesson from the teacher, detach from the physical form of the teacher. See, this also happens because of ignorance only. Because in teacher is saying, you are Satchidananda, I am Satchidananda. No, Guru, you are this body only. Don't get stuck up. So these are the two traps in this world. What is the first trap? Intellectual trap. This disease of cause hunting. The second is emotional trap. Getting attached to near and dear ones. Every time there is a worldly desire, you will have to come back to this world. This is the law. Worldly desires can express in two ways. One is intellectual desire, the desire to know the cause. The second is emotional desire, the desire to be with the near and dear ones, thus completely ignoring the essence. Thus, Esha Purushaha Maya Paribhramitaha. Thus, jivas are bound, completely deluded in Maya. Oh Bhagwan, what is the solution then? Listen, next one. So, that is the solution. 9. Bhurambhansyanalo nilombaramahar. Bhurambhansyanalo nilombaramahar. Natho himamshuh puman. Bhurambhansyanalo nilombaramahar. Natho himamshuh puman. Ityabhati characharatmakamidam. Yasyaiva murtyashtakam. Nanyat kinchana vidyate vimrishatam. Yasmat parasmat vibho. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam. Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Bhurambhamsyanalo nilombaramahar. Natho himamshuh puman. Ityabhati characharatmakamidam. Yasyaiva murtyashtakam. Nanyat kinchana vidyate vimrishatam. Yasmat parasmat vibho. Tasmai Shri. Yes. Na anyat kinchana vidyate parasmat vibhoho. There is nothing else that exists other than the Supreme Lord. Vibhu, all pervading Lord. This is the solution. Knowing that there is nothing other than the Lord. This you come to know Vimrashatam when you reflect. And who is this Lord? Vibhu. Yasyaiva Murti Ashtakam. That Lord who has these 8 forms. What are the 8 forms? Bhuhu, earth. Ambhamsi, water. Analaha, fire. Anilaha, air. Ambaram, space. So, Panchamahabhutas, 5. Aharnathaha, the Lord of the day. Ahaha means day. Sun. Himamshuhu, moon. So, 5 elements: sun, moon, Puman, Jivatma, living being. So, 8 forms. So, this is Ashtamurti Bhrit. So, one of the name of the Lord is Ashtamurti Bhrit, the one who supports the 8 forms. The 5 elements: sun, moon, and living beings. Sun represents all the heavenly bodies has its own light. And moon represents heavenly body which doesn't have its own light. Only 2 heavenly types of heavenly bodies are there. One with light, one without light. The 5 elements: sun, moon, and all living beings. So the one who supports them, Chara Charatmakam. So this is the world. Chara Achara. Moving, non-moving. Sentient, insentient. This is the world. Yasyaiva Murti Ashtakam, that Supreme Lord, who is supporting all these 8 forms. For the one who thinks about it, there is nothing other than the Lord. So what is the solution now? The solution is turn your attention to that Lord, who himself has become the whole world, without whom there is nothing. Never ignore that Lord and get attached with the creation. What is the mistake we are doing? Creator is forgotten. Creation becomes important. This is the mistake. At the intellectual level, cause hunting means what? Creation becomes important. Creator is forgotten. When we are stuck in cause-effect relationship, see, the law is very clear. Devan devayajo yanti pitrunyanti pitrvrataha bhutani yanti bhutejyaha yanti madhyajinopi mam. Bhagavan says, worshipper of gods, they go there. Worshipper of elements, worshipper of Pitrus, they go to that world. Meaning, whatever you desire, whatever you worship, you go into those worlds. Those who worship me, come to me. This is the law. Whatever you intensely desire, you go to such places, such people, such worlds. So when we are into cause hunting, what is happening? Your entire attention is upon creation. So therefore, we come back again and again into this creation. When we are attached to somebody in the world, again, we are attached to creation. Attached to creation means what? Simultaneously, there is a sin committed. What is a sin? Forgetfulness of Creator. This is a problem. Whatever you pay attention, you will get it. Whatever you ignore, you will lose it. So when I am attached to the creation, simultaneously I am ignoring the Creator. So what is intelligent living? Remain in the creation, make use of the creation, no problem with the creation, but never forget the Creator. Like the child in the hand of mother. Everything is fine, but the child's first priority is, am I with my mother? That's it. There is some ice cream vendor. The child will cry, hey, I want ice cream. Mother says, no, not now. Child is quiet. Ice cream or no ice cream, as long as mother is there, no problem. I may get ice cream, I may not get ice cream. That is okay. That is secondary. You see? In the same way, while living in the world, mild desires here or there, that is fine. But the main thing should always be kept. What? Am I losing my God? Am I getting disconnected from Him? Am I forgetting Him? Is this particular sense object making me forget God? This has to be now and then tested. We just don't know how we slip and fall. That is why regular sadhana is important. Morning and evening, connect to God. So if at all you are slipping, you will come to know. Oh, because that mind will go there. That's a danger signal. I will find it difficult in withdrawing my mind and fixing it in God. That means I am getting attached to something, being, or situation. Warning signal. Otherwise, what happens? If you don't do sadhana, day by day, slowly, you are more and more involving with that particular thing, being, or situation. Attachment becomes intense. You just don't know how you fall. But every day when sadhana is done, suppose you are getting attached to something, you will get an indication from within. God will say, hey, you are forgetting me. Immediately correct. You see? How do you know you are forgetting God? Mind is going towards somewhere. And you are finding it difficult to withdraw the mind from that thing, being, or situation into the Lord. Every day you are getting connected. That day you are not getting connected. Then you know danger. Then what do you do? Keep that sense object away for some time. This is the way you again and again tell God, Bhagavan, you are the most important for me. You first, after that everything else. My first relationship is I am a devotee. Then I am a father, I am a mother, brother, sister, whatever. First I am a devotee. Because of you, I have all this. Never should I forget Bhagavan. This is the mistake. Then you are never trapped in all these worldly delusions. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa beautifully says this, The fisherman puts the net and all the fish get caught. But those fish who are at the feet of fisherman, they are not caught. Because always the net is away from him. Isn't it? So always hover around the fisherman's feet. Who is this fisherman? Bhagavan. Maya is his, no? It is Bhagavan's Maya. So remain at the feet of Bhagavan. Then you will not be caught in the mesh of Maya. Mameva ye prabhadyante mayametam tarantite. Those who surrender unto me, they are safe. This is what has to be done. Nanyat kinchana vidyate vimrashatam. For those who reflect, there is nothing else other than Bhagavan. So the solution is hold on to God. And who is that God? The self in me. Satchit Ananda Atma in me. So with this, Dakshinamurti Stotram is over. The 10th verse is actually Phalashruti. What happens to a person who studies this Dakshinamurti, practices it regularly? Let us see. 10th one. Sarvatmat सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदम् यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात्तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च सङ्कीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितम् स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येत्तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतम् चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात्तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च सङ्कीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येत्तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् अमुष्मिंस्तवे. In this stotram, sarvatmatvam iti sfutikritam. In this stotram, one thing is made very clear. What is made very clear? Sarvatmatvam. Everything is Atma alone. There is nothing other than me. The Supreme Self alone is the highest reality. There is nothing other than Supreme Self. This point has been very clearly mentioned. Tena asya shravanat tadartha mananat dhyanat sankirtanat. These are the things we should do. What is that? Shravanat. Listen to it. Tad artha mananat. Reflect upon it. Dhyanat. Meditate upon it. Sankirtanat. What is Sankirtanam? Singing, that is okay. Sankirtanam means truly desiring. Sankirtan means glorification. What is actual glorification? Many times you glorify, but deep down you have no value. True glorification is when you truly value it. Deep down you say, I want it. Because that is worth having. That is actual Sankirtanam. Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, Sankirtanam. This is sadhana. So every time you listen to the scriptures, reflect upon it, the end result should be, I want it. This is something really worth achieving in life, for which I can dedicate my life. That feeling is called Sankirtana. Because what is the law? Ichcha. Whatever you desire, you are going to get it. Whatever you sincerely desire in your life, you are going to get it. If this is the law, why not desire this? Sarvatmatvam. This is the one thing to be desired. And when do you desire something? When you value it. Whatever you truly value, you will desire. And whatever you sincerely desire, you will get it. Because whatever you sincerely desire, you will work hard for it. They are all connected. In fact, this is the purpose of our study also. Shravanam, study. What is the purpose? You start valuing what has to be truly valued. Without knowing, you cannot value a thing. And you cannot desire that thing also. You value something when you understand that thing. When you understand, you value it. When you value it, you desire it. When you desire it, you work hard for it. When you work hard, you get it. So, do this. Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, Sankirtanam. Then what will happen? Sarvatmatva Mahavibhuti Sahitam. This is the greatest glory. Mahavibhuti it is. There is no greater achievement, attainment in life. It is Mahavibhuti. What is that? Sarvatmatva Mahavibhuti. This knowledge that there is only the self which is existing in this world. There is nothing other than God, and that God is my own true self. You see? I love myself the most. Yes or no? So I want to give myself the best. Yes or no? I can't stand somebody having the best and I am having something inferior. Nobody's happy. If there is something best, I must have it. Even one more step ahead is not just I must have it, I must be it. That is the ultimate. That is called as Sarvatmatva. So that is why it is Mahavibhuti. Greatest achievement, greatest glory. You will get that with the study of this particular scripture. Sarvatmatva Mahavibhuti Sahitam Syat Ishwaratvam Swataha. You will attain the state of Ishwaratvam, Godhood, Lordship. Siddhye tat punarashthada parinatam chaishwaryam avyahatam. Also, you will attain to that state of Ashtadha, eightfold state of Dakshinamurti. The one who studies this scripture, he attains to the state of Sarvatmatvam, which itself is the state of that Dakshinamurti, who is the supporter of 8 forms. The knower of Dakshinamurti becomes Dakshinamurti. Brahmavit Brahmeva Bhavati. Knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. That state of Godhood, Ashtada Aishwaryam it is. The state of being God, the supporter of 8-fold forms. You attain that. Avyahatam, without any obstruction. That attainment is going to be permanent. It is not temporary. For some time you get it, then you lose it. No. Once you gain it, it is ever yours. This is the Phalashruti of studying Dakshinamurti Stotram. Sarvatmatva Mahavibhuti. There is nothing greater than this. So I sincerely invoke the grace of Dakshinamurti and our Puja Gurudev. May we all attain to this state by Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam and Sankirtanam. Create that desire. You have to just express that desire to that cosmos. Oh Lord, I want this. then the cosmic forces will design itself, align itself to make your wish come true. But that desire has to be from the depth of your heart. And when will it happen? Only through Shravanam Mananam. Go on reflecting. Nothing else can satisfy me. Everything else is inferior. This alone is the one thing to be desired. So this is the glory of the Guru. He tells us what to desire. He convinces us what to desire. And he inspires us to work hard to fulfill that object of desire. This is the glory of Guru. He is walking the path. He is asking us what to desire, because anything can be desired. Whole world is nothing but the world of desire. What to desire, what not to desire, and inspired to put forth effort to gain the object of desire. This is the glory of Guru. So to that ultimate Guru, Dakshinamurti, our prostrations. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji. You know, as I was reflecting on speaking here to give this vote of thanks, I realized that we spend our whole lives seeking extraordinary experiences, don't we? It's not enough that we can walk on the ground. We have to build machines that fly us in the air. It's not enough that we have a house. We have to build a mansion. And even when we have a White House, we want to add a $400 million ballroom to it. The reason we seek these things is that we think they will give us happiness. But the Vedantic masters teach us a different lesson. Instead of extraordinary experiences, they tell us we must seek extraordinary understanding of our ordinary experience. Wordplay like this is easy, but how are we going to accomplish this incredible task? We can learn maybe from the silent Dakshinamurti. He wants us to give us guidance, but we are such mudhas, at least I am such a mudha, that his silent approach is not going to work. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya has written this beautiful stotram trying to explain the message of the Lord. But even that is not enough. When we read the stotram, it's like looking into a magnificent room through a tiny keyhole. That's where Swami Aparajitananda comes in. Over 6 amazing days, he's brought Dakshinamurti's teaching down to our level. Not quite down to my level. I'll have to review his talks over the last 6 days a few times to fully get what all the teachings that Swamiji was trying to convey to us. But at least it's the beginning of an understanding, isn't it? And let's recall the stunning clarity and reach of Swamiji's message. Just a couple of examples. Swamiji explained how desire, our desire actually, leads to creation, that we are the cause of this creation. And how that Ichcha, by the way, expresses itself differently at different levels of sentiency. He explained how our desires are like that of a child, and Ishvara's desires are like that of the father who wants to satisfy the child's desires. What a powerful analogy. What a beautiful way of trying to understand the teaching better. And while explaining the nature of Nirguna Brahman, the formless Brahman, He helped us understand why people like us must focus on Bhagavan, even as we meditate upon Sat and Chit. Without that, without the help of Bhagavan, we may end up with kashaya or dry meditation. So forget about flying machines and mansions. It is Swamiji's teachings that have been truly extraordinary over this last week. Thank you, Swamiji, for your extraordinary clarity, your patience, and your insight. Even if we can gain even a small fraction of the teaching that you are trying to convey to us, I'm very sure that we will gain an enormous amount of peace in our lives. So thank you, Swamiji. Swamiji has kindly given time for question and answers. So what I'd like to do is, if people can raise their hands, Ganesh out there will pass you a microphone, and please speak your question into the microphone so it can be caught in the recording, because we'll be recording this Q&A session as well. And then after that, we'll do the Guru Dakshina.
Yes.
Swami, thank you for enlightening us, shedding this light and knowledge. I have two questions. One is, when Adi Shankara wrote this Stotram long ago, was he thinking about the people of that time versus the future? Number two, because of my ignorance and desires from childhood, what is that would prevent me from continuing this cycle? Because up till now, I have done what I should not have done. So from this point, even if I do get into the state of mind that you taught us, would that stop the cycle? Thank you.
So you keep the mic with you. Keep the mic with you. So the first question is, did Bhagavan keep in mind the people of the future? Keeping whom did he write the stotra? You see, from the beginningless past, problems are the same. And the solution is also the same. Our ego is the problem, our mind is the problem. And the solution is turning towards God, turning towards self. So these teachings will never become obsolete, never become outdated. Whether it is Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga or Kali Yuga, the teachings are going to be the same. That is why Bhagavad Gita is even now relevant. Something written in Dwapara Yuga. The Upanishads of Satyuga, even now it is relevant. So these teachings will never become outdated. That is first one. Second one, whatever effort you put. Now this same question was asked by Arjuna to Krishna. Bhagavan, what happens if suppose I put forth effort and I die? It will be like all the efforts have been wasted. So then Bhagavan says, Partha naiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Arjuna, whatever effort you have put, it will never go as a waste. Prapya punyakritam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Vijate. Whatever you gain, it will remain with you. And in the next birth, it continues. So that person who is a Yoga Bhrashta, that's what we call. Person who has put forth effort but has not attained liberation. So that person is called a Yoga Bhrashta. He goes to the higher worlds, Punyakritam Lokan, remains there, and then comes back in a very cultured, prosperous family, from where he will continue his journey. So nothing is wasted. Did I answer?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Swamiji, I have a question about the awareness. You mentioned when I'm a child, the awareness is the same, that C1 is equal to C2 when I get older. How does the awareness reflect itself when I'm in deep sleep, dream state, and awakeness? Like, because I don't remember the deep sleep. like you mentioned, I remember what I was in my childhood. I remember what I am now, but I don't remember my deep sleep. So am I still there in my deep sleep and
See,
dream
what is
state?
not there is ego. Ego has nothing to do with awareness. Awareness is a property of the Supreme Self, Sat Chit Anand. Now that I am so identified with the body, so in deep sleep, what happens? In deep sleep, mind becomes silent. I am identified with the mind. So when the mind becomes silent, I also become silent. So really speaking, it is not the awareness which is going away. What is going away is the ego. I as that individual self. That notion is going away. But is awareness there? Of course. Awareness is the property of the Supreme Self. Consciousness is a property of the Supreme Self. It will remain. What is coming and going is the mind, not the supporter of the mind. It is something like, does water go away when the wave goes away? Water has nothing to do with the wave. Whether the wave is there or not, water is always there. But we don't experience awareness because our awareness is egoistic awareness. The awareness which we are experiencing now, it is not pure awareness. It is impure awareness. It is the awareness of the ego. It is a reflected awareness reflected in the medium of ego. So the moment the ego goes, awareness also goes. Did I make sense?
Yeah, but I don't remember the deep sleep. Does that mean my awareness is still there in deep sleep?
In deep sleep, you don't remember because ego is not there. Functional ego is not there. And if ego is not there, I am not there. And if I am not there, nothing is there. Even awareness also is not there. See, there is something called sunlight and there is something called reflected sunlight reflected in a mirror. Correct? Now, what I am experiencing is reflected sunlight. But suppose the mirror is removed. Reflected sunlight is not there. Reflected sunlight is not there doesn't mean original sunlight is not there. You understand the difference? The awareness we are experiencing is the awareness of the ego, reflected from consciousness, not the original awareness. That's why I call it egoistic awareness or reflected awareness. So in deep sleep, that goes away because ego is not there. Did I make sense?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Pranam Swamiji, and thank you so much for such clarity and really bringing it down, like Satish said, to our level. I have two questions. I'll ask the first one, and then, if time permits, second one. So you answered the first question about, from here on, do everything, and Lord says nothing goes a waste. So that's our journey, future forward. People like you have given your life to this, and we are always in an awe of that life. What do you tell youth, younger people who have not taken your life, but shouldn't get to our point where at this stage we feel, look back and think that we could have done more, we have to do it now? So what for those folks, your message?
You see, even to value knowledge, what is the essential condition? Suffering. Without suffering, knowledge has no value. I have to suffer ignorance, then only I start value the importance of knowledge. Absence of knowledge gives suffering. That suffering makes me understand the value of knowledge. That is a law. Absence of a thing makes me suffer, then I understand the value of that thing. Absence of food make me suffer hunger, and that makes me value food. Correct? If this is true, what is the first stage? First stage is not knowledge. The necessary condition is, without this knowledge, I must suffer. Everybody is trying for peace. Let them try for peace everywhere in this world. Maybe this thing will give me peace. Maybe that person may give me peace. Maybe this situation may give me peace. Maybe this. So many options. You try out everything. Don't leave any stone unturned. Finally, after turning every stone, you find that there is no peace. Then finally, what is left is only this. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedamaya nastyakೃತ kritena. Parikshalokan. You have to first step is let him do pariksha. Let him test. Let him find out whether there is real peace in this world or not. That is necessary. Before he is doing pariksha, you give this knowledge. It has no value. You may think, oh, what is this? I can get it from somewhere else also. So therefore, that is unavoidable. And generally, the younger age is meant for pariksha. That's why we have, what is that? What is the first ashram? Not balashram. Brahmacharya ashrama. Then grihastha ashrama. By then you are ripened. Then comes vanaprastha. Then comes sannyasa. There is a reason. So if youngsters are going that way, don't get dejected. Everybody has to take this path. There is no other way.
More question.
You can.
So you had stated time and again that every being is here because of their desire. They wanted this. That's how they are here in whatever shape and form or life.
Yes.
So people who are born into suffering of one or the other kind. For example, I know somebody, their two daughters are born blind. And that's hard for the parents, and that's a hard life for those two. So what's like of the concept that you share? Not
You
the
see,
concept.
there is another law also. That law is, whatever you give comes back to you. Suppose I have given somebody a suffering, and I am so insensitive that I am enjoying somebody's suffering. They are called as sadists. The cosmos, remember, there is nobody other than me. So the joy I give it to others, actually it comes back to me. The pain I give to others also will have to come back to me. That is a law. That's how I become sensitive. When I have suffered something and when I see somebody else suffering, I can't stand it. My heart melts in compassion. But suppose I have given pain to somebody and I have rejoiced it. A part of revenge, hatred, etc. It has to come back.
That's hard. It's to understand it in concept and like sort of like behind,
That is
it
a
makes
law.
sense in one way, but then as me as a friend of that,
That are all
that's so
emotional
hard.
attachments.
Yeah,
Emotional attachment has no place in law.
yeah,
I am talking about a cosmic law.
yeah.
Is this cosmic law just? Keep aside your emotions.
Thank you.
Swamiji, I have a very basic question. In Hinduism, do we have heaven and hell? Because like you said, the karma, the past life karma, we are born into certain situations in this life. But after death, are we just being reborn, or are we going to heaven or hell or the higher yugas, like you said?
Amma, see, in Hinduism, you know how world is defined? Loka. You know what loka is? Lokyate anubhuyate anena iti lokah. That which you experience is called world. You see the definition. That which is outside is world. That is not the definition. What you experience. Keep the mic with you. Keep the mic with you. Because I don't care what this outer world is. Finally, everything boils down to one thing. What is my experience? If anubhava is sukha anubhava, then that is called as heaven, Swarga. If anubhava is dukkha, then that is hell. Yes or no? Who cares what the world outside is? Essentially, am I happy or miserable? This is the definition of loka. If this is true, tell me, is there heaven or hell in this world?
Yes.
Yes, of course, yes.
But in the scriptures, they talk about, taking you going to heaven or hell or higher yoga.
If this world exists, why can't that world? What prevents from having another world? In fact, in this world, how you have lived, at the time of death, what goes? Sthula Sharira is left behind. You are still in your Sukshma Sharira. How have you cultivated that Sukshma Sharira? If that Sukshma Sharira means mind, thoughts, samskaras, if that is full of negativity, even after dying, he will be miserable only. But if that thought bundle is beautiful, nurtured with values, then of course, wherever he goes, he will be at peace. Isn't it true? In this world itself, you just observe. If my thoughts are negative, a negative world is formed around me. Do you agree? If my thoughts are criminal nature, what kind of world will be formed around me? A criminal world. I will automatically gravitate towards a criminal world. Who is taking me there? My own mind. It will create such a world for me. If my thoughts are divine, I will be in a divine world. Satsanga will be happening, puja will be happening, all kinds of things. In this world itself, you see, there are so many worlds. And a person goes according to his thoughts, his behavior, his nature, his decisions, actions. If this is true in this world, what stops me going to another world, creating another world after death? Even this world itself is a projection of the mind. Why can't I project another world after death?
Heaven and hell are also projections.
Yes, just like this world. Don't say this world is real, but that is projection. No. If you believe in this world, then other world is also equally real. If you say no, this world is fine. If this world doesn't exist, that world also doesn't exist.
Thank you.
Mr. Swamiji.
Ah.
Actually, it's a great fortune for us to be in person to listen to these lectures and fantastic lectures. Two questions, Swamiji. So one question about the nature of Atma. You mentioned about the Stotra mentions about the Sat and the Chit aspects. Should we take the 10th, the Falashruti, it talks about the Vibhu. So should we take to be the Ananta or the Ananda aspect, or like is there any other shloka in this stotram that talks about the Ananta or the
Ananda aspect is not mentioned
is
here
not
because if you are truly abiding in Sat, Ananda is given free. If you are truly abiding in Chit, as a byproduct, as a consequence, Ananda comes. Do what you are supposed to do, Ananda will happen. Because Sat and Ananda cannot be separated, Chit and Ananda cannot be separated. That aspect is not taken in this.
It's mainly because there is, because as you also mentioned, the Sat and the Chit cannot be separated, but
Ananda also cannot be separated.
separated.
Yes.
But only the two aspects are discussed. So I was
Correct.
wondering. And the second question is about Tattva Bodha. Is it okay?
Ah.
Yeah. So in Tattva Bodha, we looked at this Shariratrayam.
Ah.
And in each in each of those shariram, you have the reflected consciousness, because each shariram can act as a reflecting medium.
Yes.
So you have Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna. Suppose, let's say I'm in Jagrata Avastha, where all the sharirams are actually active. Then how should I understand Vishwa? Is Vishwa, because there is only one consciousness, the reflected consciousness, that is acting in that setup. Because in Tattva Bodha we studied that each medium reflects. So you have like three different reflected consciousness because of the three different mediums.
Why should three medium reflect three?
No, because you have from the Stula Shariram, you basically associate the consciousness to Vishwa, right?
Now, when you are dealing with Sthula Shariram, are you not dealing with Sukshma Shariram?
Sure, that's what. Karana
So
Shariram.
together they are there as one entity.
Okay. So I should think of Vishwa as this consciousness.
All the three.
All the three.
Yes.
Okay. Because when you go to the dream state, then there are only two.
Only two.
Okay.
Karana Shariram is there throughout.
Throughout.
But active is Sthula Shariram, therefore we put that name.
Okay. Then is Swami.
Thank you, Swamiji. I have a question, follow-up question from Archana's. So you said what you give to others comes to you.
Yes.
So whatever they did, or we assume that, those girls were born that way. But you also said that what we get, our sharir, is swecha, by our swecha. So is it our icha to be born like that? Was the icha of those girls to be born like that? Or is the karma playing some role there? Is there some, this is confusing.
It is all karma theory only, Amma. There is something called your desire, and accordingly you act, and there is something called cosmic law. Don't think that, I have the desire to eat junk food. Actually, I desire only the taste of the food. But after that, my stomach is upset. I did not eat for my stomach getting upset. You understand? The desire was for the taste, not for upset stomach. What, Swamiji? My stomach is upset. I never desired for upset stomach. Do you understand? There is a consequence of that action. So that is why there is a famous saying, people do all action for happiness, but they end up in misery. Finally, what they get is dukkha only. But actually, all actions are done for sukha.
The family they are born into and the karma of
All
those who
connected.
are born into.
But don't say that because of my father I am like this.
Yeah.
You are like this, therefore you got such a father.
Yeah. So it's like the combined karma.
Yes, I can't blame anyone. It is my own karma coming in the form of all this. I can't blame anyone.
Thank you.
Hari Om Swamiji. Thank you so much for coming here and giving this wonderful lectures, which has helped remove some of our ignorance so that we could truly experience some of the divinity that's always within us that we just are not able to experience. The question I had, Swamiji, is we have the three gunas, tamas, rajas, and sattva, and forgive my ignorance, but initially the goal is to always try and go more towards sattva, that you try through your life reducing the ratios of rajas and tamas and increase the ratio of sattva. But from what I'm understanding, you representing the three fingers as the three gunas, that you're even trying to get past sattva. Could you just give me a little more clarity towards that?
See, even when you are sattvic, you are in the clutches of mind. Yes or no? Sattvic what? Sattvic mind. As long as you are identified with the mind, you remain limited. So then what is the only way? Drop the mind. The final step is not remain in sattva. The final step is even dropping the mind. For dropping the mind, sattva is absolutely essential. Remember the pole vault example. You climb the pole. Climbing the pole is tamas, rajas, sattva. Finally, what do? You don't hang on to the pole. You have to jump. You understand? Dropping the mind is essential to understand your infinite nature. As long as you are holding on to the mind, you remain limited. But for dropping the mind, sattva is absolutely essential. In rajas and tamas, you can't drop the mind. You are stuck with the mind. So sattvic mind helps you drop the mind. Therefore, we have to develop sattva.
And Swamiji, I had another follow-up question from one of the questions that was asked earlier about our children and connecting them to God and to this knowledge that we are experiencing now from an early age. And you had mentioned that it's part of the journey that they go through, what they go through before they actually understand and appreciate the value of these teachings. If you sense that the child itself is from a younger age more inclined towards Bhagwan, in that case, how would you change that approach?
Why do you want to change? Encourage. If at a very young age itself a child is showing inclination toward God, appreciate, encourage, inspire, motivate. Excellent. This is the way you have to do. Yesterday I gave the example of Madalasa, no? Remember? The Queen Madalasa. What did I say? Cradling itself. My dear child, you are not this body. You are divine. You are immortal. May your life be dedicated for that. This is what you have to say. Why are you scared?
It's not so much of being scared, but it's whether that would initially, if they have not been ripe for that knowledge, then
Who are we to decide who is ripe, who is unripe? Dhruva, Prahlada, at the age of 5. If somebody is showing inclination towards God, as a father, it is my greatest responsibility to introduce my child to his divine father. I am only a representative here. In fact, that love which I have for my child is flowing from there. So, what is my greatest responsibility as a father and mother? To take my child to the real father and mother. Then what happens? You also get spiritually elevated. That is our greatest duty. Whether you are a teacher, mother, father, my job is take my child to the real source, real God. Because tomorrow I will not be there. By then, I must introduce my child to the real father and mother. In fact, that alone will give you fulfillment. But out of my unhealthy attachment, my children, if I do the other way, it is going to affect me, it is going to affect the child also. That is a lose-lose situation. This one is a win-win situation.
And Swamiji, my last question is related to Vairagya, that as soon as we'll step out of this auditorium, we are kind of back in the clutches of Maya. And like we look at the Dakshinamurti's, one of his hands has the Japamala that we need to practice. In this Kali Yuga, we are busy with the wrong things or the wrong reasons why we call ourselves busy. And you mentioned doing sadhana at least morning and evening, that 2 times. If you were to give us even a little more direct instruction that this is the minimum you need to do, what would you say for somebody who wants to go up in the spiritual path, that at least this is the minimum that you should
No,
do.
I will not say minimum, maximum. How much time do you have? How much time can you allocate? It depends upon you. See, it's like how much chapatis will you need? It depends on your body, your digestion, your metabolism. I cannot suggest anything for you. Different people have different digestive ability, isn't it? And different work also. If you're a farmer, plowing from morning till evening, you will need more food. In the same way, here also, we will not put any limits because it is highly individualistic. But when you're doing it, there is a sense of satisfaction. Yes, I have done. That indication comes from God. Listen to that. Just like food. After eating, a time comes when enough. It is the Lord who is telling you enough. In the same way, after doing your prayer, japa, etc., there comes a sense of fulfillment. Till then you have to do. If you do it less, you are not happy. If you do it more, it will be boring. You know that you are wasting your time. Get up. So allow that Lord to guide you. How much to do. Why is that
Swamiji.
mic not functioning for first few
Swamiji
seconds?
here.
Yes.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Ah.
Last few days have been phenomenal, and your answers so far have also been phenomenal. I think you, in one of the questions asked earlier, you answered beautifully about the karmas intertwining with the swechaya and having sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, and agami karma that we all are going through, and as a result that explains a lot of the variations that all human beings, all of us have in our life. So my question is, as a result of this supreme knowledge, this sat that we are aspiring to achieve, is achieving that or going towards that, the grace, does it fall on us to a point that regardless of the amount of sanchita karma that we have, everything eventually gets burned? Is that a core message?
Yes. You can never, finish your sanchita karma. Even if thousands and thousands of births are given, sanchita karma can never be exhausted. So that is not the way at all. Then what is the way? The one upon which the sanchita karma is existing, that is the ego, the ahankara. You have to destroy it. That is the only way. So there is a beautiful example given by Gurudev. So there's a criminal. He has some, say, 20 cases pending. Police is in search of him. 20 cases pending. So in a shootout, he's dead. What will you do with these 20 cases now? The person is gone. Now you can't punish him. He's not there. All the cases are quashed. In the same way, the sanchita karma, that is our cases, If you kill this ego right now, sanchita karma belongs to whom? Belongs to the ego. Ego is gone. That is how you get liberated.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Mike.
So just request everyone to hold the mic really close to your mouth when you speak. Otherwise, it's hard to, yeah. And one question only because we have a few waiting here.
Hari Om Swamiji. So throughout all the, like in the 6 days, we heard the stotram, and while listening and also after that, felt some nice peace inside, like just understanding all of that. But that peace is being still felt by the I, the small I, and Swamiji in 7th sloka said that you always need to think of that I, which is the, how do I mean, I felt the peace, so did I touch that higher I, or was I still in that lower I?
See, to the extent the lower I turns towards the higher I, there is peace. So in this talk, you get peace because you are turning towards the real I. To the extent you are tuned, to that extent you will find peaceful. So yes, that peace is coming from real, because there is no sense indulgence. In fact, there is only sense restraint. You are sitting in the hall, nothing for eyes, ears, etc. Then where is this peace coming from? This peace has to come from the self alone.
How do I stay there?
How do we stay there? Always turn towards the self. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. All the time this should be done. As your practice improves, your intensity of turning towards the self also improves. And to the extent your intensity improves, peace intensity also improves. So it is all practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena.
Swamiji, one question. You talked to us beautifully about how that sense of I persists throughout our whole lives and through all the three states. How can we gain confidence that that same I applies to all jivas that we see around us, and also that it will persist even after this body dies? I'm just asking how we can get that kind of confidence that it's the very same consciousness.
You see, whatever training you give to the mind, with that training, the mind looks outside. Now, if the mind is trained to experience the self, to know the bliss of the self, if the mind is trained to know myself as the self, that mind, when it looks at others, automatically it sees the self there. If the mind is trained to believe that I am the body, mind looking outside will say, he is that body, she is that body. Because that's how the mind is trained. Mind behaves according to the training you give. If the mind is trained to know that, no, I am the Supreme Self with this body, then when the mind sees others, oh, he is also Supreme Self with that body. You see?
So we work on ourselves first and the rest will come.
Exactly.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, I have one more question. So Swamiji said that desire is unlimited and infinite, and that comes from ignorance. And Swamiji also said that ignorance is infinite. So if the Supreme is the only thing that exists and nothing else exists, then how come ignorance is infinite? How can that exist when the only thing that exists is Supreme?
Is ignorance an existence? See, Supreme alone exists from the highest standpoint. What is your question? Make the question much more clear. Ignorant exists where?
In the ego.
Yes.
In us.
Ignorance is not existing in God. You ask God, God will say, which ignorance? Then who is experiencing ignorance?
Small I.
Small I. Small I was ever there. It is beginningless. He cannot say only God exists. No, I exist. In fact, where is God? That's what he will say. This is from the standpoint of the Supreme. From the standpoint of the Supreme, only Supreme Self exists. There is no ignorance. Now we say then, ignorance is beginningless. Where is ignorance existing? It is not existing in Supreme Self. It is existing in me. As far as I am concerned, yes, I am there. My ignorance is there. In fact, God is not there. Got it? Question is standpoint. From the standpoint of the lamp, or rather from the standpoint of the sun, there is no rising setting. Swamiji, you said sun is rising setting, but sun is saying there is no rising setting. You see, that is from the standpoint of the earth. Two different standpoints, two different answers. Don't mess up.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Humble request. We have quite a few people waiting, so if we can just limit ourselves to one question, we'll come back to you if you have second or third question.
Mic is not working. I think that battery is weak.
That's good. Swamiji, you mentioned that if today we squash our egos, the Sanchita karmas will go away. can Swamiji tell us one practice that we can follow every day to squash our egos? Because that's at play everywhere, whether it is at work, at everywhere.
So, what are the 4 statements? I am nothing. I know nothing. I have nothing. I can do nothing. It is so very clear. Now, when the intellect says, no, how can you say I am nothing? I am such a great person. So many people respect me, value me. Then what is this next step? Look at how am I alive. Heartbeat, I don't know. Kidney, liver functioning, I don't know. This is how you educate your intellect. How can you say you are something? How you are existing, you don't know. How you are seeing, hearing, you don't know. You don't know anything. At that time, intellect becomes silent. But again, unknowingly, the ego comes up. Once again, give a hammer. At that time, again, silent. Again, because it's a habit. Because for so many janmas, I have nourished that ego. I need a habit. You see, nourishing the ego has become a habit. I have to break that habit. Puncturing the ego must become a habit. And a time comes when the ego doesn't raise its sword because it has become your habit to become egoless. That is the way. Abhyasa has to be done. Clear?
Thank you, Swamiji, for explaining everything. Today, when we came to Sloka 9, it reminded me of Gayatri Mantra. And the question is, with that, is it appropriate to understand Gayatri Mantra as a request, an invocation to Surya to give us the understanding and whatever is required to get unstuck from emotion and intellect, or to overcome the obstacle of the emotion and the intellect becoming a problem for going along that path.
Yes.
That is the question.
Yes. You can use that mantra.
And is it appropriate to interpret that mantra as an invocation to Surya as, oh, give me that strength or understanding?
Yes.
To go
that
further.
Surya actually is consciousness. Dhyo yonaf prachodayat.
Prachodaya.
That which illumines my intellect. Who is illumining my intellect? Not outside sun. The consciousness. So that Surya is, spiritually speaking, the consciousness in me. Absolutely you can use.
Thank you.
Just speak into the mic.
Swamiji, a very macro level question, a great presentation like always you have done. So on the macro level, I am Sat, rest all is Mithya. That is my level. When you are thinking, you are Sat, and I am and we all are Mithya. For a third person, he is Sat, we all are Mithya.
Yes.
So if I connect the whole equation, this is just a combination of Satya and Maya.
Correct.
Mithya. That's correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Hari Om Swamiji. Thank you for enlightening discourse. My question is about self-effort. If the Indonesian self is not different from the Supreme Self, how do we understand self-effort on the spiritual path? If I say, I want to strive more toward the spiritual goal, it feels as though I am assuming a separate identity. And if all beings are ultimately the same one self, how do different people appear to have different levels of effort or progress And where does this difference originate from?
You see, Amma, don't mix the two. In the dream world, while I am dreaming, I am having hunger. So what should I do? I should eat dream food. If I am still dreaming, don't say, no, I am a waker. If you are a waker, then you will not ask this question. So therefore, though we have discussed all this, what is our level now? I am identified with the body. I am not experiencing any supreme self. Ego is very much playing in my life. Then learn that syllabus. An LKG student should not learn the PhD syllabus. So what is my level now? Ego is very much there. World is very much there. I cannot say world is mithya. World is real only. From there, start. So then self-effort is there. Because ego is there. Apply those things. Don't say that world is not there. No, I have nothing to do. You will be miserable then. You understand? LKG student don't study PhD lessons. But it is good to know that this is where I have to reach. I should know where I am going. There should be a purpose in life. That gives purpose. But when it comes to practice, practice wherever I am now. And that is why different practices are there. Spiritual practices depending upon the evolution of the student. As you evolve, the lessons will change. The practices will change. So at present, what is a practice? Start from where I am. At present, ego is very strong. Ahankara is very strong. So then, I perform all duties as a worship of God. Karma yoga becomes practical. There is a choice which I can make. There is something right, there is something wrong. Wrong I should not do, right I should do. In that highest state, there is no choice. Effortlessly, you will be doing the right thing because you become the perfect instrument in the hand of Lord. Because ego is not there. But that is not my condition at present. Did I answer?
Yes, Swamiji, thank you.
Okay.
Swamiji, I have two questions. I'll ask only one.
Huh.
I'm thinking about like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, and all these. Were they real at that time or not?
How does it help me?
Okay, my dilemma is, if this is the most important thing to know self, we should spend a lot of time and effort and energy in Dakshinamurti Stotram and understanding the self, both for ourselves and for our kids. But I feel most of the religious teachings or Balavihar or a lot of places, they talk about Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, those things, spend a lot of time in those. So why are people spending a lot of time in those areas when this is the most important thing?
Because this is not something which can be practiced by everybody. What is the whole teaching? The whole world is non-real. How will it help? In fact, for most of the people, what is required is Dharma Shastra. How to live a good life in this world. Righteous life, so that I can prepare the mind. Because this knowledge is for those who have already prepared their mind. The rishis who are sitting around Dakshinamurti, they are already highly purified souls. That silence could teach them. One Chinmudra, bas they understood. They were on the verge of liberation. But as far as majority of the people are concerned, we are not on the verge. In fact, when there is silence, we misinterpret silence. Why is this fellow sitting quietly? You understand? Silence can create problem. The point is, Ramayana Mahabharata tells us how to live a dharmic life. And that dharmic life is essential to gain this knowledge. This is the final step. But only if the mind is pure, you can understand this, you can practice this. So this is not given in public for everybody. In fact, this knowledge can be dangerous. The fellow will become tamasic. If the whole world is unreal, why should I work? I'll sleep now.
So in fact, Swamiji, if I may add, one indicator of that point that Swamiji made is we have 47 people here. There are 100 people on day one, which means that all of us are the fortunate ones. We also love everyone else as well, but we actually value this knowledge. So there is something else that everyone else needs as well, like Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the great text Srimad Bhagavad Gita as well. So we'll have one final call for a question, and then after that we'll proceed for the next item, that's Aarti.
Thank you, Swamiji. And I am just starting my journey, so forgive my ignorance. But I was listening to some this Ashtavakra Gita recently, and they're very very clear in what he says. But then I look at all the Vedic rituals that we have been born with, and then I see if the concepts are so clear in Ashtavakra Gita, then why are we doing all these rituals? Why are we spending time in all this? Because it takes effort to do these rituals and time. And why don't we just work on our mind and our self and our karmas, which is eventually what we are trying to do? So I have this confusion.
See, Ashtavakra is meant for a different class of people. So in spirituality, there are two categories. One is beginner category, the other is advanced category. What is beginner category? I want something from God. That is beginner category. The advanced category is I want God. There is a difference or not? The first one is called Karma Kanda, the other is called Jnana Kanda. In the first one, the philosophy is I am okay. World is not okay. So let me change the world. That is the way to happiness. The second category, no, world is perfect. I am the problem. I have to work on myself. That is Jnana Kanda. You understand the two?
Yes.
So the ritual is, I have a lot of desires. I pray to God, fulfill the desire, and I be happy. What's the higher category? Happiness has nothing to do with the outer world. Happiness is already me. So let me turn within. So ritual takes you out. Meditation takes you in. They are two different categories altogether. So those who are not mature enough to understand the higher, for them, rituals are mentioned. 90% of the Vedas, they are rituals only. 10% enter into Upanishads. In society, all categories of people are there. So therefore, Veda should contain lessons for everyone so that everybody is happy.
Also, sometimes I feel that, we've grown up with religion, and we've grown up with all these rituals. I sometimes feel that I use God as a crutch, like a psychological crutch. Do you have any thoughts about that?
What is wrong?
It's an excellent
Yeah, if it
psychological
gives me
crutch.
peace of mind, it works.
Yeah.
What is wrong? Even great devotees have used it. Draupadi. In that extreme moment of helplessness, Bhagavan, save me. Even the greatest devotees need Bhagavan at that time.
Right.
Artha Bhakti, Artharthi Bhakti. Yes, nothing wrong.
It's okay to do that.
Absolutely.
To ask God for things.
Of course, yes. He is my father and mother. Child has all the right to ask anything from one's own father and mother.
Thank you.
We're going to maybe make that the last question just for time. So our next step will be the Aarti. So everyone please participate in that. After that, we'll ask Swamiji to come to the ground level so we can do the Guru Dakshina and Yajna Prasad. But after that, we want to ask everyone to remain. In fact, we'll have you go on to the stage so we can get a picture at the end.
You do. I will chant.
So Sheila will lead us, but everyone is welcome to come forward, please, for the Aarti plate.
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की आरती सद्गुरु की चरणों में उनके शांति समाए, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए, पाप ताप संताप हरण की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। वेदोपनिषद गीता को गाया, धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया, शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्ध बाड़ की तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे, भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। ॐ न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्र तारकं, नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः, तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं, तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
I can request everyone. Yeah, just one.
So if everyone doesn't mind maybe lining up to that side, we'll ask everyone to take blessings from Swamiji and then come on to the stage. Also, as we do that, I just want to thank our Annadanam sponsors. Maybe Shobhan can show us the slide, and you'll see our gratitude toward the sponsors, our entire event sponsors, and also our daily Annadanam sponsor for August 16th. As Sheila mentioned yesterday, there's an honored tradition of Guru Dakshina. So to whatever extent you feel you'd like to, you're welcome to offer Dakshina. You can do it on our kiosk. You could give a traditional check. We have envelopes available. Or you can use the QR code also to use the online format for the Dakshina, as many of you have already, by the way. So thank you. If you're an Ahara volunteer, can you please come first so we can send you off to the kitchen?
गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा, गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा, मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है, मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है, बस एक यही मेरा बल है, बस एक यही मेरा बल है, गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा, गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा। अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे, अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे, मन के अंधकार को दूर करे वचनामृत से। तव बोध कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा। पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बन कर। पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बन कर। बिसरूं न कहीं यह प्रेममयी आनंदमयी भवदीय कृपा। गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा। मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है बस एक यही मेरा बल है। गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा। गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा। आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे। आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे। नीलकंठ पार्वतीश हे कृपानिधे। आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे। तेस्तु विश्वेश्वर त्र्यंबकेश गंगाधर। नमस्तेस्तु विश्वेश्वर त्र्यंबकेश गंगाधर। नंदिकेश बालचंद्र हे पशुपते। नंदिकेश बालचंद्र हे पशुपते। आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे। कृपा करो दुख हरो हर्ष भरो हे शंकर। कृपा करो दुख हरो हर्ष भरो हे शंकर। हृदय कंज सदा बसो हे शिव करुणानिधे। हृदय कंज सदा बसो हे शिव करुणानिधे। आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे। आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे। नीलकंठ पार्वतीश हे कृपानिधे। नीलकंठ पार्वतीश हे कृपानिधे। आदिदेव महादेव हे दयानिधे।
Naveen, there are too many tall people on this side, so I will request you to come on this side.
I have received.
Yes. We also have an evening satsang at one of our teachers' homes. So if you're on the WhatsApp group, you will come to know because we're going to announce it over there. So I'll get this in the dining area as well. If you're not part of our WhatsApp group, you can join the WhatsApp group.